Hi, Maki. Maki, what are you doing? Maki in the box. Maki, I am trying. How am I ever gonna clean this room with you in all the boxes? Maki, get out of the box. What up, players? Wobos Tay up in this mud. Welcome to another episode of Fluff Hunters. Today we're going to be looking at the 8th Legion of the original Space Marine Legions, and as you can see, they turned evil, they went bad, and they are the Night Lords. Some basic information about the Night Lords. Their chapter icon, or not, they're not chapter, they're a legion. Their legion icon is the winged skull, and their armor is midnight blue with lightning bolts down it and gold trim. So very, very awesome looking, very, very nice, evil looking paint scheme. They specialize in like terrorist kind of attacks, quick strikes, sowing fear and confusion into the enemy before attacking. In the books, if you get a chance to read the Night Lords novels, they're really, really interesting. They're not just all like evil, kill, destroy, destroy. They're really tragic heroes. I guess they're really tragic figures, and they're cast in a bunch of different lights according to the members of the Legion that are still surviving. You've got the hero who's kind of like trying to see the nobility and how they were betrayed in all those kinds of facets in their character. And then you've got like the crazy one, the evil one, but none of them are really just pure like evil. And they're really written really well by Aaron Dembski Bowden, or however you say his name. So I really highly suggest, if you like 40k books and you haven't read them yet, pick them up because they're really interesting. But let's get into the chapter itself, since I'm going to be the Legion itself. Sorry about that. Since I'm going to be doing my June project on the Night Lords. Some basic facts of them. Their war cry is Ave Dominus Nox, or Nox. I don't know. I don't speak Latin. Or we are coming for you. Ah, spooky! They're the first founding Legion, 30th millennium. They don't have any successors. They are the 8th Legion, like I said. Their Primarch is a guy named Conrad Kurtz, which is very evocative of the Apocalypse Now movie. Yeah. And what else can we say about them? Their homeworld is Nostromo, which was destroyed, and then they emigrated to Tsagualsa, which was abandoned, and then now they currently occupy an unknown demon world in the Eye of Terror. Their allegiance is Chaos, as you can see, and their colors are dark blue and brass. Oh, I thought it was gold, but it's brass. And what I love about these guys is they do not worship any of the 4 Chaos gods individually, but they acknowledge them in the form of Chaos Undivided, and they're experts in the use of terror tactics to win battles and demoralize their foes before main combat even begins. So, let's see. Like I said, I'm getting all of this from the Warhammer40k.wikia.com. Great resource. And it's got a lot of great pictures too of the pre-heresy, post-heresy color scheme, the history of what happened to them, why they are the way they are. Nostromo, which is the world that their Primarch landed on when he was just a little baby, was a world that was just full of crime and criminals and really horrible degenerates and stuff. And the Primarch, Conrad, while he was growing up, he had no one to raise him. Like all of the other Primarchs had father figures or a family that kind of took them in and raised them, but Conrad Kurtz didn't have anyone, so what he ended up doing was getting raised on the streets, on the mean streets. And so as he was growing up, he decided he was going to change things, and he was going to bring justice to the terrible world of Nostromo. So he would kill the criminals and murder them and mutilate them and just create this really terrifying environment for the criminals and for the gangs and everything. So everybody kind of shaped up, and they were terrified of this guy, this vigilante. So I kind of see him as a really mean Batman, kind of like how Batman is just like goes around and cleans up the streets of criminals and kind of makes everyone afraid of him and afraid to cross him, except that the Night Haunter, who he became known as, was just like, no, I'm not gonna leave you alive. I'm gonna set the extreme example for everybody else who is bad, and I'm just gonna flat out murder you and hang your bloody carcass from the ceiling and take all your skin off, and everybody is going to learn to stop committing crimes. So he did that, and everything was good. And then the emperor came and said, my son, we are reunited at last, and took Conrad Kurtz away so that he could be the leader of his Space Marines. And unfortunately, that meant that everybody on Nostromo just kind of reverted to their old ways. So in the end, Conrad Kurtz was so sick and tired of the ways that the criminals on his world were and how nothing could change them, that he decided, the only way to fix this problem that we have on my home world is to go back and destroy it and blow it up. So they did really focused, concentrated artillery strikes right into the planet core and blew it up. And that was just terrible. So he was asked to come back to Terra for a hearing or a trial, and then that was right around the time when the Horus Heresy broke up, and of course they decided to ally with the bad guys. About the Primarch, Conrad Kurtz, he had visions. He was I don't know what you would call it. He had visions of the future, and most of them were always bad, and they kind of drove him nutty in the end. But he could foresee the Horus Heresy, not exactly the specifics of it, but he could foresee Brother Primarch fighting against Brother, and he could see them rising up against their father, the Emperor, and it was just very hard for him to deal with. So the truth of what he could grasp and what he could deal with, and what he kind of stuck to till the end, was that they were all criminals. They would never be saved. Their only purpose in existing was to be the terrifying face and the harsh justice of the Emperor that they couldn't even trust, and that they would all be, that they would never be the good guys. And so he was like, in the end, he told them, you know what, just accept that, love it, and let's be what we were meant to be. We can't change what we are. Let us just be this terrifying force that will rise up and destroy what our father created, the Emperor. In fact, if you go to the Wikia, 40kwikia.com site, the Primarch Conrad Kurtz has this quote at the beginning of at the top of the article, and let me just read it for you. It is so cool and it's so fluffy, and it says, put this guy into focus so you can see him. It says, "My sons, the galaxy is burning. We all bear witness to a final truth. Our way is not the way of the Imperium. You have never stood in the Emperor's light, never worn the Imperial Eagle, and you never will." That's right, in all the original Fluff they had these, their chapter icon was the winged skull, and they never wore the Imperial Aquila or the Imperial Eagle. Anyways, to continue his quote, "You shall stand in midnight clad, your claws forever red with the lifeblood of my father's failed empire, warring through the centuries as the talons of a murdered god. Rise, my sons, and take your wrath across the stars in my name. In my memory, rise, my Night Lords." And that was the final gathering of the 8th Legion. He could foresee that the Emperor, or the Empire, was going to send, the Imperium, was going to send an assassin to take him out. And he could have stopped the assassin, he could have killed her and kept on leading the Legion, but in the end, I guess it was a final show of of defiance. I guess I don't know. I don't get it. Like why he was just like, you know, I'm okay. I'm gonna show the Emperor that, you know, he is what he created us to be, sending assassins to do his work, and Conrad Kurtz just let the assassin take him. I think it's really interesting. And if you are a Night Lords player or collector and you have other theories on why he let the Emperor just come in and take him out at the end, and why he just accepted it instead of continue to lead the Legion, then I'd love to hear it. But yeah, in the end, he got taken out. So now the Night Lords don't have a Primarch like some of the other evil legions do, such as the you know, the Thousand Sons and the World Eaters. Their Primarchs are still alive, if not exactly leading them. But Kurtz was just like, I can't do it anymore. I don't want to live anymore. I'm just gonna accept this and screw you, Imperium. Anyways, it's really interesting. I really love it, and that's why I decided, you know, they're so awesome. They don't pay homage to any one Chaos God, and they don't even worship them in the books as Chaos Undivided. They're not like a religious chapter or legion like the Word Bearers are, which is another evil Chaos Space Marine legion. These guys just, all they care about is getting revenge against the Imperium of Man and causing as much discord and havoc as they can. And that's what I really like about them. They're not fanatical zealots like the Imperium is, or like some of their other Chaos Space Marine chapters are. And that's why I really want to play them. So thanks for watching episode 2 of Fluff Hunters, the Night Lords. I'll get back with more specific chapter details and stuff. Just wanted to show these models off. I really suggest you going to Warhammer 40k.wikia.com, looking up some of your own fluff, finding stuff that interests you, and really letting it propel your hobby forward. A little bit of creative editing there. So let it interest you, let it propel your and motivate you to get stuff done fluff-wise, which is always the way that I approach collecting new armies and new things like that. Another cool thing is that these Raptors they use the old style jump packs. The newer, more recent jump packs, of course, you see what they look like on the regular Space Marines, but I like how the Chaos Space Marine Assault Troops, or in this case the Raptors, have these very cone-shaped, very bulky looking thrusters. And if you read the books, you'll also see that within the Night Lords themselves, you have this force of Raptors called the Weeping Eyes, and they are just like degenerated into almost like hawk, or not even hawk, but like predatory bird-like creatures where they don't walk upright anymore. They kind of crawl on the ground, and they the feet of their armor are made into talons, and they don't, you know, they're just barely even existing as like humanoid creatures anymore. They've degenerated. They've developed their own shrieks and war cries, which terrify their enemy before they swoop in and take them out with their claws and with their weapons. So really awesome, interesting fluff. If you read the books, I really highly suggest it, and I look forward to building and collecting them. So every Space Marine Legion, every Chaos Space Marine Legion is different. Today's Fluff Hunters episode is just developed to the first Chaos Space Marine Legion that I have ever collected, the Night Lords, and we'll build a small force around. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you got something out of this video. Hope it just entertained you as you are sitting around doing your own hobby, and hope it will give you a little spark of motivation and inspiration for your own collecting and painting purposes. Latest, players!